Hello and welcome back to Book Smell, the place where we don't just talk about books, we unpack the life lessons hidden within their pages. Today, we're diving into a book that isn't just a book, it's a conversation with your future self. It's Your Money or Your Life by Vicki Robin and Joe Dominguez. Let me tell you about Bob. Bob's in his early 30s, and on paper, his life looks like a success story. He's got the good job, the one you list at family gatherings that makes your parents nod approvingly. He earns a solid salary, drives a car that's still under warranty, and comes home to a comfortable, well-furnished apartment. By every measure society hands us, Bob has made it. But here's the truth: Bob never posts on social media. He wakes up most mornings with a knot of dread in his stomach. He spends 50, sometimes 60 hours a week at a job that drains him, only to come home too tired to enjoy the life his paycheck is supposed to be funding. He scrolls through his phone, makes an impulse purchase online to feel a little better, and the cycle continues. His bank account seems to constantly hover around the same level, no matter how many raises he gets. He's trading his days, his energy, his very life force, for a pile of stuff that doesn't bring him lasting joy. He's living the American dream, but it feels a lot like a quiet trap. If any part of Bob's story resonates with you, then my friend, this 50-minute journey is for you. Your Money or Your Life is the map that shows Bob, and all of us, the way out of that trap. It's not about getting rich quick, it's about getting rich in life. So, get comfortable, let's begin. Before we can build a new relationship with money, we have to tear down the old, shaky foundation. The authors start by asking us to challenge a fundamental belief that money is the ultimate goal. They introduce us to a powerful, almost shocking idea. We've been taught to think of our jobs as a way to make a living. But Robin and Dominguez ask us to see it differently. They say, you don't make a living, you trade your life for a living. Let that sink in. Every single dollar in your pocket or your bank account represents a certain amount of your precious, finite, non-renewable life energy. You exchanged hours of your one and only life to get it. When you look at a price tag, you're not just looking at a number. You're looking at how many hours, days, or weeks of your life you'll have to trade to possess that thing. Bob, our friend, earns $30 an hour after taxes. That fancy new $1,200 smartphone doesn't just cost $1,200. It costs Bob 40 hours of his life. A full work week. Is that phone truly worth a week of his existence? When he sees it that way, the purchase suddenly feels heavier, more significant. This is the core reframe of the entire book. Money is simply congealed life energy. And once you start seeing it that way, your entire relationship with spending, saving, and working transforms. You stop asking, can I afford this? And you start asking the most important question in the world. Did I receive fulfillment, satisfaction, and value in proportion to the life energy I spent? Okay, so we have this new mindset. But how do we put it into practice? The book gives us a beautiful, practical, 9-step path. Let's walk through it with Bob. Step 1 and 2. Making peace with the past and calculating your real hourly wage. First, Bob has to face his financial reality. He can't navigate if he doesn't know where he is. So, he does two things. 1. He calculates his real hourly wage. This is a game changer. It's not his salary divided by 40 hours. He has to add in all the hidden costs of his job. The hour-long commute each way, that's 10 hours a week. The expensive work clothes, the takeout because he's too tired to cook, the stress relief, vacations. When he adds all that up, his $30 an hour job might actually be paying him closer to $18 an hour of real-life energy. That $1,200 phone now costs him almost 67 hours of his life. Ouch. 2. He tracks every single penny that comes in and goes out. For 3 months, he writes down every coffee, every subscription, every grocery bill. No judgment, just observation. It's like a financial meditation. He's just becoming aware. Step 3 and 4. The monthly tabulation and the 3 questions. Now, at the end of each month, Bob sits down with his tracking sheet. He creates 3 simple columns for every expense category like eating out, entertainment, car payment. Column A. Total amount spent. The life energy receipt. This isn't just the dollar amount anymore. Before he even writes the number, he translates it. He takes his real hourly wage, let's say it's $18, and does a quick calculation. That $200 bar tab? That's over 11 hours of his life. That $300 car payment? That's almost 17 hours. Seeing the number in this column is no longer just looking at a price, it's looking at a receipt for chunks of his time, his one and only life. Column B. Fulfillment rating, 0 to 10. Now, holding that life energy receipt in his mind, he asks, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much fulfillment did this category actually bring me? Did that $150 on fancy dinners, over 8 hours of my life, bring more genuine joy than the $50 I spent on a picnic in the park, less than 3 hours of my life? Column C. Was this expense aligned with my values and life purpose? Yes, no, this is the final gut check. It forces him to connect his money directly to his deeper desires. He looks at that car payment, 17 hours of his life every month, and asks, does this massive expense truly align with my core value of freedom, or does it actually chain me to my desk, forcing me to work longer just to afford it? This is where Bob has his first major aha moment. He realizes he's spending a fortune, dozens of hours of his life energy, on things that give him a 3 on the fulfillment scale, like expensive takeout and unused subscriptions, while he's been telling himself he can't afford the things that would bring him a 9 or 10, like the pottery class he's always dreamed of taking. He sees, in black and white, that he's been trading the best hours of his life for things that don't even make him happy. Step 5 and 6. The wall chart and minimizing spending. This is the most visual and motivating part. Bob creates a simple line graph, his wall chart. On one line, he plots his total monthly income. On another, his total monthly spending. The goal is to see the gap between them, his savings, grow wider and wider each month. But how does he do that? Not through deprivation, but through conscious spending. Seeing his low fulfillment ratings, he naturally starts to cut spending in those areas. He realizes he doesn't miss the expensive cable package. He finds joy in cooking at home with friends. He discovers the library. He's not being cheap, he's being efficient with his life energy. He's cutting out the waste to make room for what truly matters. Every dollar he doesn't spend on a 3 out of 10 fulfillment item is an hour of his life he gets back to invest in a 10. Step 7 and 8. Maximizing income and capital and the crossover point. Host. As Bob's spending goes down, something magical happens. The pressure to earn a high income lessens. He no longer feels like a rat on a wheel. But he might also find new energy at his job, or he might start a small side hustle doing something he loves, not for the money, but because it aligns with his values. The key is that any extra income now goes directly to widening the gap on his wall chart. Now, what does he do with that growing gap? He saves and invests it. The book recommends simple, safe, income-producing investments. The goal is to build a nest egg, his capital, that is so robust, the monthly investment income it generates equals or exceeds his monthly expenses. Let's pause on that. This is the finish line. This is financial independence. It doesn't mean he's a multimillionaire. It means his money, his stored life energy, is now working for him so he doesn't have to. If Bob can live comfortably on $3,000 a month, and his investments are generating $3,100 a month, he has reached the crossover point. He is free. Step 9. The final step, managing your finances. Host. Once Bob crosses over, the work isn't over, but it changes. It's no longer about the struggle for survival. It's about stewardship. It's about wisely managing this incredible resource, his financial independence, so it can support him for the rest of his life, allowing him to live on his own terms. So, what happens to Bob after he reaches the crossover point? This is the most beautiful part of the story. He doesn't just sit on a beach for 50 years. He gets his life back. He now has the ultimate security, not a giant bank account, but the security of knowing he can provide for his needs without sacrificing his soul. He has the freedom to choose work that is meaningful to him, even if it pays very little. He can volunteer, become a full-time parent, write that novel, or start a community garden. The authors call this the fruition stage. Your life is no longer about making a living. It's about making a life. Money becomes a tool, a quiet servant in the background, not a loud master demanding your constant attention. The goal of your money or your life was never just to be rich. The goal was to be alive, fully, vibrantly, and purposefully alive. So, the story of Bob is really a story about all of us. It's a story about waking up from the trance of more is better, and remembering what we are truly trading our days for. Your Money or Your Life offers us a profound gift, the chance to redefine success on our own terms. It's a practical, step-by-step guide to buying back your time, your energy, and your freedom. I'll leave you with the central question from the book, the one I hope you'll carry with you after this video ends. The next time you're about to make a purchase, or the next time you feel that Sunday night dread about the work week ahead, just ask yourself, is this exchange of my life energy for money, or for the things money can buy, truly bringing me fulfillment and alignment with my purpose? Your honest answer will be your guide. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. If this summary resonated with you, I cannot recommend enough that you get a copy of the book and experience its full, transformative power. Let us know in the comments what your biggest takeaway was. And as always, happy reading!